Hey yo, what is up guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and today we're finally going to be taking my Subaru off the jack stands temporarily. So in the last video, I kind of left it off as a cliffhanger because I didn't have all the parts in, but I have finally put everything on and made my car a full roller back to stage one. So far, everything I've done to my car up until this point has been completely unnecessary, except for one thing, which is the rear subframe for the S13, S14 differential, which I do have in now. But everything else was just to make my car that much better. But we're still waiting on the engine. It should be shipping to me in the next week or so, so I'll finally have my engine to start building the rest of that on the side, and then we can finally actually start poking the Built K24 into the car. But before I drop my car down off the jack stands, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the rest of the stuff I got done off camera. If we look at the back here, we can see I have the rear calipers mounted, so the rear disc conversion is fully done. I was able to find emergency brake cables and the rest of the drum parking shoe hardware, so I did have to change the parking cable out, and I got that all tightened up. I got all the brakes bled for the most part, not perfect. I went ahead and took all the wrap off the bumpers and everything else, fenders and everything, but I'm probably going to end up getting new body panels because first of all, this bumper is completely fucked. We can see this is all messed up. This is a big hole in it. Everything's scraped off because this fell off my car and I did run it over. These fenders are heavily dented, and I want to go ahead and get aftermarket fenders and whatnot. If we come to the rear, you will see something else. I was able to find a wagon. Someone was not technically parting out, but I was able to take all the rear interior panels out. So I got a full interior in my car other than this bottom piece, which doesn't really matter. But something cool is I got these rear interior hatch panels out of a base model L wagon, and they have speakers in the back because they don't have any door speakers. So I went ahead and utilized this, so now I have 6 full-sized 5 1/4 speakers all throughout my car, and boy does that sound nice. And finally, I'm going to show you the most important thing that I finally got knocked out on my car as well. So if y'all remember, this is the diff that I had. It ended up not working because these holes were not the right size. I'll put up a picture of the difference between my diff and the diff necessary. I was messaging TSS Fab and they said, oh no, you have to have this style diff. But they didn't put that in their ad, so I wasn't aware of which R200 to get necessarily. I ended up getting the wrong one, and luckily I had a buddy who we were able to trade some stuff, and I was able to take his diff that actually works and finally get this put up in my car. So if we go slide up under here, you can see how these have the big ears on the side. They had the little bushings you got to push out, and then they mount over it, whereas mine were the size of the inside bushing, my old diff. Kind of hard to explain, but anyways, I got this bolted up as well as on the back, and boy was this so hard to line up. You had to like jack it, force it over these little things. Like, the fitment's so tight. I'm sure if I were to completely unbolt these two and these front 2 bolts, that this bitch would just stay in place because it's mounted so tight up in here. But anyways, it is fully mounted, as we can see, kind of dirty. So the weather's been pretty shitty the past week or so, and finally we have a nice sunny day. And now that my car is finally a complete roller from where we started, except it's now painted, I want to go ahead and drop it off the jack stands and push it outside to finally see this paint in the sun and see how well it actually turned out, because in here it doesn't really do it justice. But now that we got a little bit of a sunny day, we'll go ahead and push it out and see how well she looks. This looks so weird to see my car this low right now. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's been completely maxed all the way up on the jacks, but to see it fully back on the ground, it just looks off to me. But anyways, now that we got it down, we can go ahead and push her out and clean her up and sand her down too, get that paint looking better. Let's see if we can make this paint look a little more better now. So I just cleaned up my Odyssey and I was able to put a tire on and push it back up this little grade. It didn't do any damage to the Odyssey, nor obviously the bumper bar. But now we got it right back in the garage. Only had it out for a little bit, and as you can see, I got the entire thing wet sanded down. I was able to get some parts pretty flat, like this area right here is like almost perfect. I'll go back with the buffer wheel. You can see really bad where I got some runs. And then in some spots, these little silver spots are where I actually sanded through the glitter, because when you sand the purple glitter, it turns into this gray color. It's not really picking up well on camera, but anyways, now I'll be able to cut and buff the whole rest of the car now. So I'm starting with this ultra cut compound. It's like the most coarse, extra heavy cut polish or compound that Meguiar's has. I got the Harbor Freight thing with the cotton whatever buffer wheel, and if we can see what it looked like before, I hit this area for a second and look at how instantly shiny it got. I did this entire like A-pillar all the way back to right about here. You can see right where it fades off and right where it gets really glossy. So that's with the compound how shiny it looks. So I can't imagine once I actually use the polish, and like right here it's like perfectly smooth and everything. You can kind of see the little silver spots a little bit better now, but it's not horrible. I don't think you're really going to notice it unless you're looking for it. My camera was rolling for 3 minutes in that clip total, and look at how good this looks in 3 minutes. You can definitely see where I need to, you know, sand better if I was able to, but since I didn't lay on thick enough clear coat over the clear coated glitter, I couldn't sand far down enough, but holy crap, this, I did not expect it to turn out that good. You can see, you know, right where I stopped sanding, buffing right where it gets, you know, this color to that. So that looks crazy. And I'm not too worried about the imperfections because it is a DIY paint job, but the results are coming out a little bit better than I thought they would have with how bad it looked before. So that last clip was recorded probably about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Once I kind of polished it, I kind of had nothing else to do to my car. So I actually picked up something else and I've had that for the past week and a half, 2 weeks or so, which I'll show you in a second. But I just got something in the mail, and this is gonna change up the entire video title, whatever now. So anyways, if y'all have been on my channel for a while, you would have seen I used to post some moto vlogs just to put something out there since I didn't always have something to record. And I really missed the bike life. My Duke 690 actually blew up and I sold it for parts. But I went ahead and bought another project bike, which is almost running perfect. I bought it for way cheaper than market value. And that is a Yamaha FZ1. So it wasn't running when I got it. I went ahead and got it running. So anyways, I have rebuilt the carbs on them, did all that stuff, yada yada. I still gotta fine tune the 4 rack carburetors, which are insanely difficult to fine tune. But I wasn't really gonna make a video about this. I was just gonna add it in real quick. There's my girlfriend Lena back there. But anyways, back to the point. I just got home from the rodeo. I went to see if I had any mail, and there's this heavy ass box that weighs over 100 pounds with something very special in it. So let's open this puppy up and show y'all what this is, which y'all probably know because I put it in the title, but I haven't seen it yet, obviously. You know what's funny is I had no contact with them whatsoever. No one ever called me or let me know what was going on. I just received this randomly, so I hope it's what I wanted it to be. Would you like to do the honors for us?
Yeah. Oh god. So pretty.
Boom, baby. Cylinder support systems.
Whoa, look at that.
Look at these stickers, dude.
That's insane.
With a completely closed deck block, built internals, rated for 700 horsepower. God damn. Oh, look, they even stripped the... I had it spray painted just to not look so ugly on my engine stand, but I guess they, like, took it all... Oh, they didn't do this side. That's weird. Anyways. Alright, got the engine up on this chair, and as you can see, I cleaned out this little area. I got my engine stand in here, and I'm going to be mounting the engine just kind of back in this corner. These are all my other engine parts. So the next thing to do is put it on the stand itself and get to see what this looks like without a condom over everything. Look at how shiny this is. Trom pistons, CSS block. We'll have to flip it around and see what rods they put in. They didn't tell me what brand of anything. They said a couple brands they may choose to do, so now I'll actually be able to see. You can see Humble Preston, and that's me on the back. So let's finish getting this off and put it on the stand and flip her over. Voila! Flip this bitch over. Please don't do it. God, it always goes off center. Alright, so I was trying to look on the sides of the rods to see if I could find what brand they were, and the only thing I could find is on this little rod cap bolt, whatever, it says Manly and then ARP. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that these are the Manly rods with the Trom pistons. I don't know what bearings, they are race spec bearings, and the crankshaft is bone stock. So I'm going to assume that's what they are. There's no tolerances. They didn't tell me if they had to turn the crank at all. They didn't tell me if they had to bore the cylinder walls out or anything, so I have no idea what any of it's done. I'm probably going to call Cylinder Support Systems and see what they said, but anyways, now I can flip her back over, cover her up, and shove her in that corner until I get all the rest of the parts. You're fired. And here she sits wrapped up in the corner. Unfortunately, I can't do anything else. I have to get my money up a little bit because I got quite a few more expensive parts I got to dish out and order in order to kind of get the ball rolling. I need the transmission adapter, head gasket, valves, you know, everything like that along those lines. So it's probably going to be a little while till I post an update on the next part in the build series. I may post some stuff in between, but anyways guys, thanks for watching. Follow my 2 Instagrams right here. Give me a like if you liked it, and dislike it if you don't. Hit that subscribe button as well. You know, follow me in this journey to build a fucking badass drift Subaru or whatever I do with it. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and